Okay, so to create this acrylic LED light, one way to do this is when you create a new document, so file new, a couple things you need to remember to set you title everything in here, but you want to make sure your units are in inches. And we're going to set the dimensions here to the dimensions of the actual acrylic rectangle that we have. So the width of this rectangle is 5 inches, so we'll change the width to 5, change the height to 5.5. Now, this is in inches, so make sure that is set up like this, and click Create. So this white space here, this is the acrylic, right? That plastic rectangle that you have, not including the tab that's included on there. So you have to take into account of that, okay? So when you do something, right? So say you want to trace something out. If you bring in a picture, so say I'll find Mario. Say I want to bring this in, copy image, Control V, paste it. It'll probably will be too big, so shrink it down so it fits within that rectangle. Now, the next thing you're going to have to do is image trace. This is important. You have to do this. So it'll be on the left-hand side or the top of your toolbar. Click image trace. If it doesn't look how you want it to look, you can click this little image trace panel where my cursor is blinking. If you open up this, you can adjust the threshold to make it lighter or darker depending on what you want. There's more advanced settings within here as well that you can play around with. For the most part, if you bring a black and white image in, it should be pretty straightforward. Once you have that image traced, you're going to click Expand over here on the bottom. That will break up all these lines into individual segments. So what I can do now is double click and I can remove parts of my drawing. I can change colors of parts of my drawing. Now I have my design on my rectangle here. Now I could leave it as is, just have it engraved on my rectangle. But for this, I might want to actually cut out the Mario. So what you can do is make him a little bigger. Use what's called the pen tool over here. So if I click the pen tool, you're going to use this to cut out your image. So what I'm going to do is make sure your fill, right, these two little squares here, the fill icon, the square with the gray square in it, double click that and make sure it is a true red. Hit OK. Make sure the fill is none. So click fill, click that square with the red line through it. And now what I'll do is trace this out. So I'll start at the bottom. There is a tab here. So what I'll do, I want to make sure it still cuts it off. So what I'll do is maybe start down here, come up, and I'll start tracing out a little bit. You can go however close you want to the edge of your design. I usually leave a little bit of a border. If I click, hold, and turn, you can see I can kind of bend around, and I can come back after. The more points you have, the more accurate you can get this. I'm going kind of quick here to show you. So I'll put a couple more. These are called anchor points. And then to finish it off, hit V or click one of the cursor buttons, the selection tool or the direct selection tool. Now you have a solid line, a solid path. Now to change this, if you click the direct selection tool up here, I can click my path, and if I need to zoom in, I can click each individual anchor and either move them or there's handles on them, so I can turn them to make them a little bit more accurate to the outline. I can smooth out any sharp edges. I can make this much more accurate by rotating the handles or moving the anchor points. Once you have that, file, save as, move that file to your folder in Drive, and we can laser cut it.